Is UPS going bankrupt? Well, there is two signs over the past 10 years that I've seen that UPS is probably headed to bankruptcy. So UPS is one of the biggest freight companies out there. I mean, they got airplanes, they got the delivery guys, and they got the trucking division. And me personally, I see UPS that they might run out of business actually because, well, you got competitors like, you got to think about it. You got competitors like Amazon Prime that deliver most of the packages now because you order everything off of Amazon, and UPS is kind of becoming more a rare sight to see when you order something. But today, that's not what I'm about to tell you why I think UPS is going towards bankruptcy in the near future. Maybe not in a couple years, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years we'll see them go out of business. But this is a sure telltale sign that UPS, especially the trucking division, is going to be going out of business and going to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The very first sign is when UPS sold its UPS freight division to T-Force back in 2021. They sold it for $800 million. And I'm here to tell you that this is no mistake that they did, that they're going out of bankruptcy sooner or later. Basically, they sold it to T-Force, which is owned by TFI, and before that, it's basically an overnight freight division that's it's owned by overnight freight division, which later changed their name to T-Force, according to what I read. And basically, overnight is also owned by UPS. So technically, UPS still plays a part in the T-Force now division, which used to be the UPS freight division, but UPS claims they're moving away from the domestic trucking business and more into delivering small packages, but I refuse to believe that. Why? Because me, your buddy Eddie V, actually worked at a UPS freight division as a forklift driver while studying for his CDL, and I wanted to become a truck driver through them, but the opportunity wasn't there, so that's why I went over the road trucking when I got my CDL. But here's the thing, when I was working there, it was often slow. I mean, we only had probably 5-6 guys in forklifts, and we would only work for 4 hours at a night. Like, it was considered full-time, but there was just no work, so it was part-time. A lot of people were not choosing UPS freight in my division, back in my state anyway, back in 2019 and 2020. But here's the thing, you got to realize that FedEx is beating the competition with the freight division over UPS during that time. So me personally, I saw that UPS freight, the trucking division, was actually struggling to get customers for their trucking division, their freight division. So that's why they sold it off. So with that being said, as you can see, UPS was struggling with freight on the trucking side, which is one sign that they're in a downward spiral and going to go towards filing for bankruptcy. And just recently, they sold Coyote Logistics for a little bit over $1 billion. And guess what? They sold it at a loss. I mean, yeah, they probably made money by acquiring Coyote Logistics, but they sold it at a loss because I think they bought it for either $1.3 or $1.4 billion, and now they sold it for $1 billion. So they have a net loss on the sale, which is a big red flag that they just want to get rid of something that they don't want or are struggling with. That's my opinion. You can do whatever research you want, but that's just my opinion. And that second sign is telling me that UPS wants to completely move away from the trucking division, which is a bad thing. Because like I said before, Amazon Prime delivers packages now. I don't know what UPS is going to be delivering. That being said, the brokerage Coyote Logistics, you're going to be booking your loads. The money is not going to be going towards UPS, but to a different company. If you see UPS struggling like that, trucking is pretty bad. Because UPS Freight sold their freight division back in 2021 and they just sold Coyote Logistics, that gives me two signs that UPS, they're not doing so well. Just think about it. If they sold those two things, they're not doing so well, or they're making a big mistake and digging themselves in the hole because they want to go towards small package, which is a big mistake right now in today's economy. If you got a trucking power in your hands, like the trucking division, use it to your advantage, because just hauling small packages, you got a lot of competitors, or a big main competitor called Amazon Prime, that will basically outwin you with delivering small packages to houses. And furthermore, I gotta tell you, when they sold their company to T-Force, the freight division, I talked to a few companies. I'm like, so how's T-Force treating you? They're like, we don't like the customer service. UPS Freight gave us way better customer service, and T-Force is always late on pickups and deliveries. UPS was the real deal when they had the freight division. T-Force is not the real deal. Not canceled. Guys, I'm Eddie B. 2004 turn right.
driving attempt in the 6 Series.